In the summer of 1941, somewhere on the vast, dusty plains of the Soviet Union, German tank crews came face to face with a shock they didn't expect: the Soviet T-34. It wasn't like anything they'd seen before. It had sloped armor that made shells bounce off, wide tracks that glided over mud, and a 76mm gun that could punch holes straight through German tanks. For the German Army's weapons department, the Heereswaffenamt, this was a nightmare. Their best tanks, the Panzer III and IV, were suddenly outdated. The message was clear: Germany needed something new. The German war machine kicked into overdrive. Major companies like Main and Daimler-Benz were ordered to design a tank that could fight like a heavy, but move like a medium. By 1942, the competition had narrowed down to two prototypes, both called VK30.02. MAN's version was chosen because it had more space inside, a better suspension system, and could handle soft terrain. That design became the Panzerkampfwagen V, the Panther. But the Panther was trapped in a bad moment. It was designed to win a war Germany was already starting to lose. By the time the first Panther rolled off the line in January 1943, the tide had already turned against the Reich. Germany pushed production fast. Factories worked day and night through air raids and supply shortages. Engineers kept tweaking the design: thicker armor, better gun mantlets, and side skirts called Schürzen to stop anti-tank rifles. 1941. Germans encounter T-34 and KV-1. 1942. Design race begins. VK30.02 prototypes. January 1943. First Panthers built, Ausf.D. Mid-1943, upgraded Ausf.A enters production. 1944. The Ausf.G becomes the main model. 1945. Production slows to a crawl. Bombings, fuel shortages, and chaos. The Panther was born in crisis, brilliant on paper, but too late to change the war. Weight, about 45 tons. Crew, 5 men. Main gun, 75mm KWK 42 L70, extremely powerful for its size. Armor, 80mm sloped front, equivalent to 130 plus millimeters of flat steel. Speed, around 55 kilometers per hour on road engine. Maybach V12 with roughly 600 to 700 horsepower. It had the looks and firepower of a heavy tank, but the speed of a medium one. On paper, it was almost perfect. But real war isn't fought on paper. The Panther's debut came at Kursk in July 1943, the biggest tank battle in history, and it was a disaster. Most Panthers broke down before they even reached the battlefield. Engines overheated, transmissions failed, and crews had barely trained on the new machines. British reports later said half the Panthers at Kursk never fired a single shot, but when it worked, it really worked. The Panther's gun could destroy Soviet tanks at over a kilometer away, long before the enemy could reply. Its sloped front armor could shrug off most hits. Still, the mechanical issues were brutal, and Germany was running out of time to fix them. By 1944, Panthers were fighting the Allies in Normandy. In the open countryside, they were terrifying. A single Panther could knock out several Shermans in one engagement, but in the tight hedgerow-filled terrain of France, their long-range advantage vanished. Air attacks, fuel shortages, and rough terrain made maintenance almost impossible. During the Battle of the Bulge, Panthers fought well, but by then the war itself was collapsing. There wasn't enough fuel, spare parts, or air cover. Many Panthers were abandoned, not because they were destroyed, but because they simply broke down. Against its rivals, the Panther was both a masterpiece and a mistake. T-34-85. The Soviet answer: simpler, cheaper, easier to fix. It didn't need to be perfect, it just needed to be everywhere. M4, Sherman. Weaker armor and gun, yes, but built by the tens of thousands. It ran reliably, had endless spare parts, and always came back. British tanks, Cromwell, Churchill. Tough, but undergunned against the Panther. They had to flank or ambush. IS-2. The Soviet heavy tank could kill a Panther in one shot, but fired slowly and moved like a slug. The Panther was an excellent duelist, but the war wasn't a duel. Germany needed quantity, and the Allies had it. For all its brilliance, the Panther had plenty of problems. Fragile final drive. It often failed under stress. Complicated suspension, good on smooth roads, awful in mud or ice. High fuel consumption, and Germany was running out of petrol. Difficult maintenance, replacing parts in the field was a nightmare. Overworked, undertrained crews. In short, the Panther was a great tank built in the wrong war, an over-engineered masterpiece in an army running out of resources. After the war, captured Panthers were studied by the Allies. They admired its gun and armor, but hated its maintenance demands. The lessons were clear. A good tank isn't just about firepower. It has to be reliable, easy to produce, and supported by logistics. Designers around the world took notes. The Panther's sloped armor, torsion bar, suspension, and long barrel philosophy influenced tanks for decades. From the Leopard 1 to the Abrams. Imagine late 1944. A Panther from the 501st Heavy Tank Battalion sits in the frozen Ardennes forest. Its olive green hull glows under the dim winter light. The crew, 5 men, cold and exhausted, wait quietly. They spot movement. A Sherman. The gunner steadies the scope. The 75mm gun roars. One shot, one kill. Cheers echo inside the turret. Moments later, the Panther's transmission locks up. The gears scream, then stop. No fuel, no parts, no rescue. The crew abandons the tank in silence. The machine sits there, its engine ticking in the cold. Powerful, beautiful, and utterly useless. The Panther did everything it was built to do. It outgunned, out-armored, and outclassed nearly every tank it faced. But it came too late, in too few numbers, to save a dying empire. Today, it sits in museums, a symbol of German engineering brilliance, and a reminder that even the perfect weapon can't win a war already lost.